South Coast. Really excited about the coverage on the South Coast that this microwave system is going to be supplying to your deputies out there. This project allows us to now start discussing and talking about utilizing the microwave project for different projects and for different entities, different governmental entities and other entities, you know, if they do qualify to take advantage of the system. We're pretty excited about now looking at video conferencing in the various areas, particularly in the tight budget times that you're having. This will be proven to be very beneficial. So that is hopefully one of the next things that we'll be looking at. This is your previous microwave design. There are a total of 9 sites on the old microwave system, if you will. This is your new microwave design, and there are a total of 14 sites on the new microwave. As you can see, I will just tell you right now, we are live and on the new microwave system for all the traffic, the radial traffic in all of the North County from Sunell up. From Sunell down, the microwave is online and it is working. However, the traffic has not been cut over. The sheriff came to you yesterday, and I believe he made a comment about he had spent, I think he spent an extra $250,000 on additional equipment. Because these are new sites down at the bottom for the South Coast area, he needed to order radios and other equipment to place at those sites so the traffic can be cut over. So we will be off of the old microwave system from Sunell lower on the South Coast until those radios are put in by Fisher Wireless. But that's sort of a separate project that they're working on. And Gary can probably address that if he wants to go ahead and do that with you. Some of the project services provided, all the engineering, project management, demolition. We had to do some demoing of some structures that were actually red tagged at sites, so we did a lot of cleanup. Antenna alignment, radio installation, testing. Testing is occurring actually for the next 2 weeks. They are taking off, you know, like I said, they're go ahead and unplugging one site and seeing if the traffic reroutes and seeing how long it takes for that site to go back online. So they did some tower construction at several sites, a lot of building improvements, training, and then lease negotiations. So those are some of the services that were provided throughout the year. This is an example of one of the building improvements. We have a before and after site. I didn't show all the pictures. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of pictures that were taken. This is just an example of some of the facilities that we had and the work that Alcatel and the crew did, and you know, GSA had done to really make sure the sites look nice, are clean. We want to house this brand new expensive equipment and make sure it's well taken care of at every site. This is an example, the outer and inner of a prefabricated buildings that were ordered at some of the sites where we didn't. They were new sites, or the housing that we had in the old sites were inadequate, leaking, you know, had rodent issues, and so it's just better to house our new equipment properly. Just an example of some of the site equipment that we took pictures of inside some of the various sites. This is Caddo Peak. Caddo Peak, we installed 5 new antennas on the existing tower. Fish Rock constructed a 125-foot tower, and we will be removing the 80-foot tower once we have appropriate testing completed for that site. Prefab building, 2 new antennas and a generator. So here's a before and after. The shed on the right-hand side was the shed that was demoed, and you have the new prefab building in its place. Fort Bragg site, we added 1 antenna to the particular site. And every site we've also added all the equipment. I just didn't want to make the presentation too long. Howard Forest, we've got 3 antennas, or we installed 3-foot antenna. You can actually see it up there on the upper right-hand side, that big white thing sitting there. Laughlin Edge installed 5 new antennas. We put in a shelter, backup generator, and a fuel tank. Quite the tower, I must say. But those are after shots taken of the prefab building, the equipment inside and on the tower. CDF Laughlin site, we installed 2 new antennas on the existing tower, and so we've got the after pictures there of inside the facility, which we do share with CDF as well as the tower. Matheson Peak, this is a remarkable site. This is an absolute beautiful piece of property. The property owners were fantastic to deal with at this site, Liz and Steve Schlafer. They allowed us to construct this 60-foot tower on their Ocean View property. And that other shelter that was there, that already existed. beforehand. There was already those antennas there, but the large tower with the antennas, that's ours. Oak Ridge, we just installed 2 new antennas at Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge, I'll just let you know, we are co-locating at that tower with Crown Castle and Sonoma County. We are actually in Sonoma County Shelter on this particular site. Point Arena Edge, we installed 1 antenna in a prefab building and a backup generator at this particular site. I apologize for the after shot, it's a little dark there. This particular site, this is one of the sites that was part of the coastal permit that we had to get issued. Here's the Sanhedrin site, which I don't know now that you'll ever have access to for another several months due to the snows that we just had. But we replaced 2 antennas with 2 new ones. So now this is one of our main projects we had here. We constructed a 110-foot tower. The existing tower, solar panels, there's large containers there. It was a very unattractive site. Those will all be removed. Very happy about that. We installed 4 new antennas, a prefab building, backup generator, and commercial power, thanks to PG&E, was brought to the site. So you can see some of the containers. They kind of look like garbage containers, I guess. I'm not sure what those are, but that actually housed our equipment in them. So now we've got a nice, beautiful site there, brand new equipment and a new generator. Spanish Mountain replaced 3 antennas with 2 antennas, and here's just a before and after shot of the inside of the facility. Ukiah Sheriff's Office, you can see that right out your window if you take a peek outside, but that's the before and after of the antenna and the towers that were put up. Willits, we added 2 antennas. We replaced 1 with 2. Just to talk a little bit about the T1 build-out project. Right now, actually, we do have equipment at all of these sites. I requested they stop doing the testing. I didn't want it to conflict with the microwave testing that we have going on. So once that's completed, my staff will finish out this particular project. But what that will provide is we will have wireless. We'll be able to eliminate T1 lines going in the Fort Bragg area with those offices you see up there, and Willits, Ukiah, and Point Arena. This is your previous data network. You can see social services, sheriff, and then the county all sort of spanning out with their various sections not on the microwave. I love this slide. This is the microwave, and it shows us using the microwave as it's intended to and doing all the T1 build-outs, which is pretty exciting. Once we get the green build-outs done, we'll be working with social services to go ahead and try and get them on the microwave system, as they do have a separate network, and that requires a little bit more work than it requires because, you know, this is the county system over downtown at the courthouse annex where IS lives. So we're able to put county offices on our network on there much quicker. Total project costs and funding. The total project cost for the T1 build-out and the microwave was $4.1 million plus. The project funding is the $2.6 million, which the board had authorized in November to go ahead and borrow that funding. The February payment has been made to Koch Financial, and then our next payment is going to be due in August, and they're due in February and August of each year. The Gang of 5 had a contribution from their Homeland Security funds, DA and Sheriff for their asset forfeiture, the PSIC grant, the City of Point Arena through a COPS grant, and then Congressman Thompson's funding. So the total project funding magically equals the total project amount. As far as future build-out and our next steps, I'll be meeting with Mr. Mitchell on December 30th and the Deputy CEO, Justin Fan, and hopefully we'll be discussing the Communications Committee meeting to be held in January 2009 and talking about some further microwave expansions, meaning Ukiah, Covelo, Laytonville, and discussing Cold Springs. Further T1 build-out, we're